Hi guys, how are you? Uh, I'm doing better. I actually went to the forest today, me and my son, and he did some running around, zipping and zapping because that's how he rolls. And it was nice. It was really nice. Every now and then you need to have a mind K or a mind vacay. Okay, need a mind vacay, and God knows I needed a mind vacay so bad. Um, a lot of people are getting fed up with the way things are over here. Um, they're getting fed up. Hold on. Sorry, gotta get a fan. It's a little toasty. It's a little warm today, but when you're sitting at, ooh, that reminds me. I've got my hand warmers in my jacket. Um, they're great. They're great. They're about this big, and they're rechargeable. They literally get warm in seconds. I kid you not. It does not take a full minute to heat up, so they are totally wonderful, and I used them today, as a matter of fact. Even though it's in the 50s, if you're sitting in the woods and you're not really moving around, you get a little bit cooler, obviously, than if you're walking around. But a lot of people over here are fed up with the way things are going. I don't really have to spell it out for you. Those of you who are over here, you know what I'm talking about. Um, you think in your relationships that you can, and you can, you get rid of narcissists, but you cannot get rid of them if they are in high authority positions. If this person's on your job and they're hateful, you can obviously get rid of them by changing jobs. But certain individuals who are extremely narcissistic, and I would dare say even possibly sociopathic in addition, you can't escape from them unless you go to a different part of the world. And believe me, if I was able to do that, I would have did that. Um, be nice to just escape all the bullshit. And I don't know, go somewhere secluded, have supplies flowing in maybe once a month, live in a cabin not too far from the beach, and just escape all the bullshit and the hatred towards us. Just escape all of that. In another part of the world, Caribbean maybe. Yeah, Caribbean sounds good. It sounds real good. You know, when you've been hated for not doing anything wrong except being born, but you're hated by people who you thought would protect you. That's real bad. And they're getting worse. Getting worse by the day. So what I did today was, I haven't sang in a long time, and I used to warm up my voice all the time. There's a vocal instructor named Carrie Ho. She's Asian, and she's a vocal coach. And I'm here to tell you, she's got the prettiest voice. She's just spectacular. I mean, and so you can take vocal lessons from her online, which I used to do all the time, and she just has you do warm-ups that are so cool. And warm-ups for your voice are super important because even though you talk all the time, um, your vocal cords are not really, like, you're not warming up your vocal cords the way you need them warmed up for singing, because singing is totally a different ballgame from talking. It requires more voice control. Are you going to do chest voice or head voice? Are you going to do vibrato? How are you going to hold this note, this long note, and that kind of thing? And she's a very good instructor. She's amazing. And I'm impressed with her. Her name is Carrie Ho. I believe her name is Carrie Ho. And it's the Songbird Tree, just in case you wanted to look it up and I got her name wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the right name. But anyway, it's under the songbird tree, and she calls all of us who have taken lessons with her online for free on YouTube. She calls us songbirds. So I've been singing for a while, so it wasn't really something I made a concerted effort to do, but I took my son into the woods today and let him zip and run, and I had my heavy duty chair with me and my cooler with all our drinks in it, and I have these reusable, they're flat and they're like I don't know, they keep your items cool that are in the cooler, and you don't have, it's not bulky, they're flat and they've got liquid inside of them, and you put them in the freezer. They're reusable indefinitely, you know, as long as you don't forget that they're in your cooler and you actually take them out and put them in the freezer. So I was in serious need of a mental vacay today, so I went ahead and for some reason, don't ask me why because I have no answer, but um I was thinking of, all of a sudden, like it popped in my head, One in a Million, the song One in a Million by Larry Graham. Old school song. Love that song. And it just popped in my head and I was trying to push it away because I don't normally play with my phone. Like, I'm not addicted to my phone. If I'm doing other things, I will get back to you when I get back to you. I may hear my phone ring. I may not hear it ring. I may know that you've texted me. I may not know. It just depends on what I'm doing. I'm not like this with my face in my phone all the time. So, I never listen to music in the woods. I just don't. All I want to hear is nature. And today was an exception. And I started singing. It's a mind vacay, a desperate need mind vacay, since I can't go to the Caribbean and, you know, tell everybody here to off, um, the higher ups. Anyway, that would be nice to do. I'd leave in a heartbeat, in a fucking heartbeat, and stay there. Anyway, so tired of the shit, the garbage, the never ending garbage, and the hatred towards us is just horrible. Um, so anyway, that song wouldn't leave my mind. It just would not. It wouldn't go anywhere. So I said, okay, fine. I give in. I'm going to go ahead and play it. So I don't like singing around other people. And there have been like a couple of exceptions, but today I didn't really care. And I just started singing it and practicing it. And he's got some notes in that song that are pretty challenging. Okay. Especially if you haven't warmed up your voice for a while. I'm guilty, right? So I just played it a couple times, sang it a couple times, and when I get a song in my head, if anyone's around me, they're going to get really tired of that song pretty quick because I'll play it over and over and over again because I'm singing to it and I'm working on notes that are challenging. And so anyway, I just, recorded myself singing it and just lost myself in the song. And oh, I'm not going to get emotional. I'm not going to get emotional. It might be too late. Might be too late. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'm trying to keep it cool. I'm trying to keep it together and it's not working. I sang that song to God today. I know it's a love song, but I sang it to God, and I basically said thank you, God, for tickles right here. Thank you for being in my life, and thank you for being in my heart. I don't do escapism, right? So, and I think that it should be taught. I think that stress management should be taught in high school. Escapism is never the answer. Smoking, drinking, drugging, that is never the answer. Being promiscuous, that's never the answer. Anything that you do is going to be dangerous. Okay. Any addiction that you acquire is going to be dangerous. And I don't know what people do when they're going through these types of challenges and they don't have God. I guess that's what they do. They do escapism, which is a terrible lack of proper coping skills. I'm gonna just get wasted, and I'm gonna get high, or I'm gonna get laid, and you're gonna get something, but you're not gonna like what you're gonna get, and you may get something that a shot can't cure. That's never the answer. And all of us have been challenged to the core. Challenged to the core. And there's certain professions that are fighting, bucking against the system because they're tired of it. It involves, doing that. And I'm proud of them. I'm very, very, very proud of them. It's high time we started bucking against the system because this shit it's out of control. It takes a toll on everybody except for the cult members. The cult members are cool with everything they do, that these individuals do. They're cool with everything, which is really frightening. That somebody can put your life in danger and your safety in danger, and you're okay with all of that. You're okay with every single bit of that. Wow. I don't know if it's being naive. I don't know what the reason is, but I'm not going to be one of those. I'm going to open up my eyes and ears and pay attention to what's going on. I'm not going to have blind loyalty to narcissists and sociopaths. I'm just not going to do it. But the escape today was nice. I needed that. And I need to go kayaking, to be quite honest with you. And yeah, maybe I'd like to do that. I haven't done that in a while. And the weather is getting nicer. Now, don't get me wrong. This is Missouri, okay? The weather can change on a dime. We have had a blizzard with ice storm and snowstorm combined, sleet and snow combined. And it was April. And I remember people went to church with their, they're going to buy their Easter outfits, And so I distinctly remember they bought their Easter outfits and they wore their winter coat to church. They did. They wore their winter coat to church because that's how crazy the weather was. And that wasn't the year that it was terrible outside in April. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was gorgeous, but it was bad. Myself and a friend got stranded on the side of the road because he was stuck. He had a Ford something SUV, whatever the heck it is, and we were stuck on the side of the road because it was blizzard and ice conditions. And he's the type, I've said this a long time ago, he's the type to panic when things happen. He panics. And I was standing outside. I talked about this a long time ago. I was standing outside doing a weather report, pretending I'm a reporter doing the weather. And I'm, what's the name of the town? Windsor? Warsaw. Where Truman Lake is, Warsaw. I think, hell, I can't remember. Anyway, so I'm like, good evening. I am here today in Warsaw, Missouri, and the weather shows a sign of, sign of precipitation. And I just went on this whole spiel, and I had the reporter's voice, and I was doing all of that, and I can't do it now, but I was clowning, basically. And when I was done wrapping up my weather report, I heard sleep. And it was super quiet and super subtle, but you could hear And I was like, it's time for us to go. So we were determined to take pictures because it looked like a winter wonderland. It was absolutely stunningly gorgeous outside. But it's dangerous, and we were stuck in it afterwards. So we took pictures, and I told him after we take these pictures, we need to hit the road because we had to go long distance to go back to the town where, well, he had to take me back to my town, and then he had to drive long distance to get back to his house. And so, but we were stuck on the side of the road. And because everybody and their cousin got stuck on the side of the road, you're going to be waiting for a tow truck for probably, I don't know, 2 hours minimum, if not longer. So it was bad. And we weren't stuck. I don't think he had four-wheel drive. We were stuck on a little. Okay, so we came to a stop sign when we were leaving the park, and then the vehicle went to the left, sideways to the left, and then there's like a dip on the side of the road, like a little. I don't even know. It's not even a ditch really, but honey, we were stuck there. It wasn't deep or nothing, but we were stuck there, and I think it's because he didn't have four-wheel drive. And people drove by and they said they were really nice. They were really, really nice. They're like, "You guys need some help?" Or like, "Yeah, you want us to call a tow truck?" So a couple of people called because, to help us out. And like I said, you're going to wait a long time because they were hopping like frogs, helping people that were stuck on the side of the road or who had lost control of their vehicle completely and all of that. So we eventually he pushed and I put my foot on the gas, and he kept telling me, "Put your foot all the way to the floor." And I said, it is all the way to the floor. But because it was mud and ice and snow, the tires just kept spinning. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Not. And he eventually got it out. We were looking for, I said, we need sticks. We need something in the woods that we could use to put on the ground to give us some traction. And where we were, there weren't any sticks on the ground or anything. It was just a mess. Okay, it was a freaking mess. Anyway, at that particular time, speaking of high stress, we both worked a job where I told you guys about this in the summer. We work for a prescription benefit manager, and you're managing their medicine, and you're going to hear weird noise in the background, but you're going to hear you're going to get cussed out like all the time. Your mother, your cat, your dog, because people are addicted to their medication and they want more. And by law, we cannot just keep refilling your prescription. We can only do it within a certain window, and they ain't trying to hear all that because they gobbled down their pills. And so our stress level from that job is like way, way up here. And so what we would do is I introduced that part of the Missouri to him, and he'd never been there before, and it became our escape. And we've gone camping there a couple times, and we went, let's see, we went boating. One particular place, it's called Lake Jacomo, and it's in Blue Springs, Missouri, and it's so pretty. And we went camping. We rented a boat. We tried to rent a party boat. It's a pontoon. Was it a pontoon? I don't remember. It was a fancy boat. And it had like dark windows, like tinted windows inside, and you could climb on top of it. There's a deck area upstairs, up these little stairs, and you could go up there and lay in the sun if that's what you want to do. And you could climb down the stairs of the boat and go for a swim. And so what we tried to do is get a bunch of people to, we were all going to put our money in, or that's what me and my friend were trying to do, get everybody to put their money in so that we could rent one of these fancy boats, and it would be like nothing because everybody's chipping in. But here's the thing, here's the problem. When you don't drink, and a lot of people feel like they have to do that to have a good time, and you don't do that, but you're inviting them somewhere, they feel like they can't really go because if they're going to get smashed, they want you to get smashed too. So they're not getting smashed by themselves. And I think I'm grateful and thankful that I'm not in that place, and I've never been in that place where I have to get toasted. I don't drink. I have to get toasted in order to have a good time, or I have to get high in order to have a good time, or I just, you know what I mean? So, needless to say, we're kind of square. We're too square for them, so they didn't want to do it. Plus, the park that we were in, the cops are in that park too. They're, I don't know if they're rangers. I don't know what the heck they are, but they have a station in the park. So if you do something dumb, like get a keg and decide you're gonna party, they're gonna party on you and you ain't gonna like it. And so you're just not allowed to do certain things. And one of the guys that wanted to said, well, I'm bringing a keg. And I said, you cannot do that. They won't allow you to do it. Well, I'm doing it anyway. We decided we're not going to invite him anywhere anymore because he doesn't listen. You trying to get in trouble before you even go to the park, you trying to get in trouble. So anyway, oh my God, people are annoying. So yeah, that was our escape. We went almost at one point, like at least not really every weekend, but we went often because we had to go to nature to calm us down and give us stress relief and not talk about work and how you're being cussed out because you won't do something illegal. Certain people are allowed to do that, but we're not. We're little kid, little people on the totem pole, so we're not allowed to break the law. Anyway, um, so yeah, we had to go there just to get our stress off. And it was just great because it was always gorgeous and there was always something new to see. And I've been going there for years and there's always something new to see. And it was just amazing. I mean, just absolutely amazing. And there's times that we were there at night and there was a full moon and the moon is reflecting off the water and you could see the trees, the silhouette of the trees in the background and the beauty. It I'm stuttering. The beauty literally takes your breath away. It really does. Um, and so, because there's been so much hatred directed our way for those of us who live here, so much hatred. Like I said, you can escape narcissists in your personal relationships or in your families, but you cannot escape all narcissists. And some of them are up here on the pyramid, like the pyramid, and we're kind of like on the bottom because we don't have that type of authority. And so you can't escape everybody who's garbage and godless. So you have to have a way to get your anger and your frustration off. And me going to the woods is perfect because I'm not focused on anything but the woods and the sounds and him. And he's laying here. He's conked out. He's tired. You got to have an escape that's healthy. I could go every day and it's not going to hurt me. I mean, it might physically hurt me, but if I go too much, if I do too much hiking, my body's like, look here. But the fresh air is never going to hurt you. And it's just a peaceful place to go where you could breathe. I'm not kidding. If I could live in the Caribbean, I would. I probably would. I'd like to live on a cabin, not like I said, not too far from the beach, shut out the whole world, raise my own vegetables. Although I'm not really a green thumb, so I don't know how well that would work. Somebody give me supplies every once a month, a couple times a month, and I'll probably be good to go. Yeah. I'm fed up. It's taking a toll on me. It's taking a serious toll on me. The anger is building and building and building. And friend of mine is obsessed with that. And I can't talk about that all the time. I just can't. I cannot, because I'll start getting angry. My whole day will get ruined, and I just can't. Now, if you never feel anything, like a lot of people can't feel shit. They don't have passion for anything. They just kind of exist. So no matter how hard somebody's sticking it to you, you're just like, whatever, it's whatever, someone else is new. And it just doesn't bother you. But if you have a sensitive spirit, um, it's gonna hit you hard. Especially unrelenting bullshit, and every day is something new. So yes, you have to have something to escape to. You have to have something that's going to clear your head. You have to have an outlet that's positive. You just have to, or else you're just going to carry that anger everywhere you go. And like I said, he wants to talk about it like constantly, and I said, there's days that I'm like, I cannot have that discussion today. I cannot. Okay? I cannot do that. I want a peaceful day. So I don't want to talk about the shit that's happening. I want to be able to relax and free my mind. So no more. Let me enjoy the rest of my day. And then he'll zip his pie hole. I said, you need to bring that up with the people that you argue with on Facebook, and you need to bring that up with other people all the time, but I don't always want to hear that. It's depressing as hell. Depressing as hell. So anyway, I did not put lotion on my hands, so y'all gonna have to, I was in tomboy mode, so y'all gotta overlook. But here's my nails. Look at those. Are those gorgeous or what? Look at those colors. I'm in love. It's called Rainbow. Something Rainbow. And I think it's just called Rainbow. I mean, look at that. That's gorgeous. Look at that. I have to replace my thumbs. The ones that, these are the nail wraps. I have to replace my thumbs because I injured and it started bleeding where my cuticle was and all that. So I have to replace because, yeah, issues. But yeah, these are beautiful. These are absolutely beautiful. Oh, I love them. Yeah. I'm a color girl. I'm a fanatic for colors. And my swimsuit has 1,000,000 colors in it. Let me see. I'm just addicted to colors, and everybody who knows me knows that. So I told you about this. Hi, babe. One of my so-called friends, the one who's a lunatic, and we're no longer friends because she's a lunatic. Multiple personalities. It's called oh, what is it called? It's not called that anymore. It's called something. Dissociative identity disorder, I believe it's called. Anyway, she's nuts. She's got Munchausen, she's got PTSD, she's got, a myriad, narcissism, she's got a myriad of mental illnesses. And so she became unbearable and I could not deal with her anymore. But everybody knows I love color, vivid color. I love it, I love it, I love it. I like pastels too, and I like neutrals, but I'm in love with bright colors. That must be the West Indian in me. I'm from the Caribbean. I'm West Indian. And anyways, Trinidad and Tobago is where the mother is from. Anyway, so she got me a turby twist, right? So it's better than a towel. You put it on your head a certain way, you twist it, and then you pull the twisted part behind you, and there's an elastic that holds it in place after you shampoo your hair, and you put that on. Everybody knows I love colors. What does she do? Narcissists will give you gifts that are lousy. She gave me a brown turby twist. Don't get me wrong. I like neutral colors, but my favorite are vivid colors. It just depends on what I'm in the mood for. I'm thinking to myself, I said, oh, thank you. And I'm thinking to myself, why would you get me that? I don't understand. So I went and got myself a green one, like a mint green, because I like colors. And then a friend of mine the one that we used to go to the Truman Lake all the time. He is like extremely sensitive. He has borderline personality disorder and narcissism. He's never been diagnosed. But when I researched it, oh baby, Oh, baby. The only thing missing was his picture. And I finally had clarity about what the hell was wrong with him. Anyway, he knows I'm into jewelry, and he got me the most gaudy, hideous bracelet. It's like a cuff bracelet. It was hideous. But because he's hypersensitive, when anybody gives you anything, they could go outside and give you a piece of rock. You should just be grateful. Just say thank you. Because one day they may give you something that you really enjoy. So you don't want to hurt their feelings and go, what'd you get me that for? Just be quiet and take it and just be quiet. So that's what I did. But I like loud jewelry sometimes and loud colors. That's just me. And my voice is loud. That's just me, okay? But it's indescribable. It was indescribable. It had this huge flower on it that was almost oxidized, a gray color, like, and it was just one of the ugliest things I've ever seen. But I had to act grateful because I'm like, narcissists will give you terrible things, like awful gifts. And another time, the other one, Miss in her head, she gave me a beat up black nightie that was held together with a safety pin. I have no words. I have no words. Did you honestly do that? I just said, oh, thank you. Because when you're dealing with crazy, you don't want to say anything negative because you just don't want to go there. But here's what happened when he gave me the cuff bracelet. I've never seen a piece of jewelry so ugly in my life. I've seen some jewelry that's ugly, but this was like the worst. Okay. And I said, I'm struggling. He's looking at he got it for me, and then he's waiting for my response. And I said, oh, look at all the detail. Look at all the detail. It's true. It did have I'm struggling to find something nice to say about it. I'm like, wow, look at the detail. And I put it on, and I sported it, and I'm just doing my thing, and I'm thinking, oh God, somebody shoot me now. And so it got to the point where we had a huge blowout. We'd had multiple blowouts because he'd have these panic attacks out of left field. He wasn't taking medication, and it was just total. He got worse and worse and worse. And his mom told his daughter, I'm really worried about him. And I'm thinking in the back of my mind, you need to be, because he's a loose cannon. When your mom says that, yeah, you're the youngest child that usually could do no wrong, and mom was worried about you. Your son's a loose cannon. You can't really go out and tell somebody that, but he's a loose cannon. Anyway, yeah, look at all the detail, and that's all I could come up with. And I was just like grinning from ear to ear, like, oh wow. When I did not see him anymore, and basically our friendship was done because I just could not take the severe mood swings and the personal attacks against me, and I didn't do anything wrong. I've always been in his corner. It started to make sense why his daughters didn't talk to him hardly ever, and they acted weird around him. Everything started to make sense because they were just tired of him. But they used him. They hated being around him because he's a loose cannon. You never know what mood he's going to be, and it's just you're always tiptoeing down eggshells. And so, but they used him for free babysitting because they don't have to spend time with him. Here, watch the kid. We're out of here. They go hang out and do their thing. Then they come back and get the kid. Well, it's late. We're going to go home so we can go to bed. And that's what they did over and over and over again. And I'm like, okay, what can you say? But yeah, you have to find your peace. Narcissistic robot resetting. That's what Lee Hammock does. He's a clinically diagnosed narcissist. He gets his words, gets his words all tied up, and he'll go narcissistic robot, recharging, restarting. He's just hilariously. He's so funny. He should do stand up, improv or something because he's funny. I have so much respect for him. So much respect for that man because he grabs the bull by the horns. He's in therapy. He's in psychotherapy. He's been in it for 6 years. He goes once or twice a month. And he pays $150 each time. So, yeah, that's a little pricey. But, which brings me to my next point. I better go now. But anyway, he said if you can't afford a therapy, there's a lot of books out there that are very, very helpful. You can use those books, read those books for self-help. He's always been into self-improvement. And way before he went to therapy, he was always into self-improvement. The majority, 99.9% of narcs will never, never, never do self-improvement because they feel like everybody around them needs to change. They have a God complex. Everyone around me needs to change. I don't need to change nothing, which means their life is always going to be lousy. They don't want to change anything. And they're convinced that everybody else needs to change, which is asinine. Totally asinine. So anyway, find out what your escape is, and I'd love to do horseback riding. I'm not supposed. Hi, baby. Hi, handsome baby. Why are you so handsome? Women see my dog in the car and they go nuts. They're like, "Oh my God, he's so cute." Little do they know he's a gangster. Anyway, move right along. Yeah, you got to find what helps keep your sanity, because like I said, every single day there's some new shit and we have no say-so in it, and it just gets old. It gets really, really old. Don't knock that down. Don't knock that down. So he's laying here. He's like, ugh. You guys have a good one, and enjoy your evening, your day, whatever's time of day or night it is where you are. Enjoy. Talk to you later.